When Molly and Brent from Lifestyle Hustlers set out to change their lives, they had no idea it would translate into being full-time travellers, inspiring others to embrace the same freedom-chasing lifestyle that they have created. At first, all they wanted to do was supplement Molly's income so she didn't have to return to work after the birth of their second child. But as their success grew, so did their realisation that this online business thing could actually replace both of their full-time incomes and then some. In this episode of Big Like Business, I chat to Molly and Brent about what their lives look like today and the pitfalls and triumphs of the journey to get there. Molly and Brent, hi!
Hi!
Hello.
Now, I really want to look at your life now. What does life look like for you?
As of today, we are in Airlie,
Pretty
and
amazing.
it's good. It's good to be alive today. I guess it's been a journey for us, and we've come from a place of, I guess, unfulfilledness, and now we get to travel with the kids, and we just love what we do, and it's a good day in Airlie.
Sure is a good day in Airlie. We're actually filming for our YouTube episode today, A Day in Our Life. So it kind of ties in well with
It
that,
works
doesn't
in very well.
That does work in very well, yeah. So let's look at like what that looks like then. Can you give us a framework for what your video is going to look like?
Yeah, sure. So this morning, I actually surprised Brent with it. So I did a poll on our stories last night, and I asked our followers what they wanted from us, and one of the things was like, do you just want to see a day in our life, what it looks like? And I posted that at 11 p.m. last night, and 7 o'clock this morning I checked it, and there was 100% yes votes, 24 votes, which is really cool. So I thought, all right, let's do it. So
I had a camera in my face at about 6:30 this morning. I didn't even realise.
Got to keep the people happy.
Yeah, she was rummaging around, and I was like, "What is she doing?" And she was in the camera bag. I'm like, "Go to sleep." And then all of a sudden, there's this bright light in my face, and it's good morning.
Yeah.
But yeah, look, our days are they can be extremely different from one to another. I guess if you want to call it like a business day for us, because we do work from the road, is basically tailored around the kids. I guess whatever they have on, obviously being in Airlie, we've put them into swimming. So we've got swimming lessons for them, gymnastics, like a play gym and stuff like that. So we kind of work it around their schedule. But I guess we just kind of, much like anyone else that's working, we get up, we have brekkie, we get the kids sorted. We've got to have a coffee. We've got a jumping pillow and stuff in front of us here at Airlie. So we kind of just let the kids off the leash, and they just go do their thing, and we put a couple of hours in, and we've got a couple of assistants as well. So Molly usually deals with them, and they help us with a lot of the stuff that we outsource, which is really cool, which kind of gives us more time back.
Yeah,
with the kids.
Yeah. And homeschool as well. That's a big thing that we do every morning.
Molly puts about 2-3 hours of homeschool in the morning, and I usually take Kobe, and because Kobe's he'll be 3 in October, so me and him usually just kick around and kind of do whatever. And then we do a lot of personal development. So one of the biggest things for us is kind of working on ourselves, before we kind of pick up anything. So if that's, a book or whatever it is, an audio, I'm heavily kind of into crypto and trading as well. So I kind of check the markets really, really early in the morning and listen to some podcasts and some YouTube and start the day right. And then I guess lunchtime, and then we might go for a drive or go sightseeing in the afternoon, come back, kids will play for a bit, we have dinner, put the kids down, and then it's we might put another couple of hours in and then finish the night off with just some Netflix
and chilling, because we
whatever we
chill.
can do. That's kind of a normal day, but there's some days we don't even pick up the business, and we don't even do anything business related. We just sloth
especially
around.
Weekends is our family time, where
we
it's
kind of switch
100% dedicated to the kids. We put a few stories up on the weekends, but business is
Monday to Friday.
We don't do it. So that's us working a few hours a day and having it around the kiddies.
I was smiling throughout that because I thought, you say, we'll do this, we're doing this. It's sounds like you've got more than 24 hours in the day, you guys. Is
Well-
that just a case of you being organized or an efficient?
Do you know what? I love that you said that,
Yeah.
because it's one of the things that I do go off on a tangent with, is we've all got 24 hours.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And so many people are wasting them, and everyone uses the excuse that they don't have time. They don't have time to build a side hustle. They don't have time to put, time into something on the side or whatever it may be. And to be honest, like, I say this with respect, but it's rubbish. Like, we built our side hustle while we were both working full time. My daughter was 2. Molly was 6 weeks pregnant. I was doing up to 80 hours a week running a wholesaler. Molly was still full time in insurance. Sorry, just had a
Might
truck
be
go
noise
past.
there. It's made us
And
near a road.
we still managed to build something that eventually took over our 9-to-5s and obviously led into what we do now. So the whole time thing, it really, when people say I don't have time to do it, it's rubbish, because you can squeeze in. So it's about sacrifice.
Yeah.
That's all it is. We get to live the life that we live now because we sacrificed 3 years ago and did the things that most people don't want to do because it's too hard basket.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So let's look at what your life looked like 3 years ago. What were you doing, and what was the catalyst to change?
So yeah, 3 years ago, it was tough. It was really tough. We were living week to week, less than $1,000 in our bank account. We really had our big line in the sand moment when our daughter was 4 months old. We went to the supermarket and I went to get her nappies and formula, and our card declined.
Well, actually twice in 1 week.
In 1 week. Yep.
And it
Card
was
declined
like,
for those 2 essential items that we needed for our little girl.
Mm.
And we just felt that we failed as parents, and just, this can't be the only way to be living as new parents. And it was really overwhelming. And especially like Maddie, she was a real up and down child. She would
colic,
wake up
reflux.
all night.
We don't know what it
every
was.
night.
She just had whatever it
Oh,
was.
it was just awful. She's
Yeah.
completely fine now. She's an angel, but it was really, really hard as a baby. And I just said to Brent, I can't be without him during the day. It was so hard. And because I was then pregnant with Kobe, we pushed out having Kobe for quite a while. He was 2 years and 10 months difference between the two. But we pushed it out for a reason. We just weren't ready. I wasn't mentally ready to go through all that again.
There's so much
without having
anxiety
Brent by my side.
from Maddie. She gave us so much anxiety as new parents. The thought of having a second one that was going to be exactly like her.
Yeah.
It was
Especially
like,
my birth.
should
My
we
birth
just
was
stick
really
with one?
hard.
Should we just have one kid and then that's it? And then obviously, we fell pregnant with Kobe.
Yeah.
I guess,
it
I was,
hard.
as I said, I was working in electrical wholesale. I managed to get up to being a manager, which at that time I was like, winning at life. It's awesome. I'm climbing the corporate ladder. They gave me a car and a phone and a laptop, but I never saw my family. And I was being abused by Sparkies at, 9, 10, 11 o'clock at night. And I was bringing work home with me. And to be honest, it just got to a point where we were, I was seeing people on social media living a life that I wanted.
Mhm.
And I asked them how they did it. That's our secret, is I saw people that, I desired what they had. And I was like, you know what, if they can do it, we can do it. And that's one of the biggest, I guess, turning points for us is, anyone can change their current circumstance. Anyone. It's just how far are you willing to step outside your comfort zone, and, what are you willing to do? But yeah, life 3 years ago, it was extremely different to now. I'm not going to say that we weren't happy. We were a happy family. We just didn't have the things in life that we were happy with. Financially, we weren't happy. The time that we had together, we weren't happy with. And that was the turning point for us. It was like, something's got to change, or else what's the point? What's the point in having this nice house that we can't spend time in? What's the point in having a boat or a jet ski in the garage that we take out once a year? What's the point in having multiple kids if we don't spend any time with them and we're just giving them to a daycare center and they can look after them? I just don't, I don't know. I've kind of always had an issue with that. I just don't, I don't see the point. Like, people work until they're, they work until they're dead, really. And it's like, why? I get it. Hard work. It's, you know, I respect hard work, but I also respect the fact that, you know, people can live such a better life if they really, really want to.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Sorry, you go
Oh,
on.
I was just going to say, so after that, we started then looking for side hustles. I started doing some photography and videography.
Sorry, we just got a caravan.
Huge caravan.
Drive.
That's okay. Life on the road, hey?
Yeah, that's it.
There it is.
At its finest. Yeah, so I started doing some photography and videography just for friends and family, and then I started enjoying it a lot, and you know, thought that I had that interest in it, thought I had that talent with doing it, and I then started editing all the time, and being pregnant as well, I was just like, no. Going to shoots heavily pregnant, like, no, I'm not doing this. So yeah, we actually stopped doing that and gave it the flick for a bit. And yeah, I mean, it was good. It paid a few bills, which was what the goal was, but it just wasn't enough.
Long term.
Yeah. So yeah, then we found our
Other
online
things.
social media.
Other things.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now, I know that a lot of people say things like, oh yeah, we found what we found, we did what we did, we started this, we, you know, all those kinds of things. But a lot of the time the how is completely unattainable to people. So can you give us a sort of breakdown of the step-by-step way you sort of got on the right track?
Yeah, of course. So cut a long story short, and this is going to probably be very, I guess, shock some people. I clicked on a Facebook ad. I clicked on a Facebook ad that most people just keep going past, and they just assume that it's just another one of those things. And I clicked on one of those, and I got some interest in it, and I got all the information, and I guess we started building. And what myself and Molly are in is high ticket sales, network marketing. Obviously, we've got the crypto as well. A little bit of Forex kind of automated trading is what we've tapped into as well. But the bulk of our money comes from high ticket sales. Basically, we drive traffic from social media towards high converting funnels, and they sell products, and we get a cut in the middle. We're theoretically just the middleman. We're just introducing people to products in a very, very different way. You know, people hear network marketing and they're like, ooh, they're like, oh, like it's another one of those things. It's just one of those pyramid schemes. And that word is, it's been so, I guess, thrown around with like everything that's online. Like you speak to most people and network marketing is a scam, crypto is a scam, e-commerce is a scam, drop shipping is a scam. Anything online these days, people just assume is a scam or it's a pyramid scheme. And
especially in Australia.
It's so, I get it because it's so new, but it's still so uneducated for people to just make assumptions on things that they have no idea about. Mm-hmm. And those little hidden gems can completely change a life, like completely. Like any person can pick something like that up with no previous experience in marketing, in sales, in you know, the back end of Facebook and Instagram, in running ads, whatever it may be, and create a 6 to 7 figure income in such a short amount of time, and take their family from a crappy situation to abundance.
Yeah.
But it's that skepticism that comes from our parents and their parents and their parents that no, it's got to be a trade, it's got to be a uni degree, it's got to be a 9 to 5, and if it's anything else, it won't work, you'll fail, and that's it. Mm-hmm. And we've got to move away from that, because we've been in a digital age for almost 10 years, probably over 10 years now. This is the way the world's trending, and when something's trending the way that this is, the speed of social media, it's not slowing down. And we've just gotten started, you know, in what the potentials are with
the kids up. Give me a sec.
With building online, with, you know, having something to tap into online. There are so many opportunities. You know, obviously, I'm always going to be biased with what we have because we've done very well in it. But as I said, an everyday person can tap into something online and completely shape and rechange their life. Yeah. And I think we've just got to, you know, we've just got to stop with the narrow-mindedness and the fact of I get it. Once again, you know, I've got family members that are in trades and they look at me and they're like, you haven't done a hard day's work in your life because you don't pick up a hammer every day. And it's like, we've got to move away from that, right? Like, you don't have to come home after 12 hours a day with blisters to be like a man, you know. It's so wrong that's the mentality of so many people, and it's just wrong. Like 50 years ago, I respect that from 50 years ago, because that's all they had. They didn't have this awesome thing called the internet. They didn't have social media. They didn't have, you know, something like this where you can make 7 figures just by holding one of these in your hands. Like, right now is the best time for a human being to be alive, right now, with the opportunities that we have, but people just don't even pick it up. They don't even look at it. They just, it's one way or the highway. But then they get to the ripe old age and they're just filled with regret that they just didn't do anything with their life apart from give all their hours to a boss that, to be honest, would replace you tomorrow.
Yeah, absolutely.
I know you said I could go on a tangent. So
no, 100%.
I saw that as an opportunity. So
I appreciate that. And what I actually want to do is I want to talk about the not so rosy side of this thing, because you've talked about, you know, you are biased towards what you've done because you've been so successful in it, which is great, which is fine. But I think a lot of people who sort of come into network marketing and multi-level marketing, there's actually a stat, I think it's 99.4% of people actually lose money who enter sort of multi-level marketing. Personally, I think that's because a lot of people come in with a sort of a mindset that it's going to be easy. And it sort of talks to what you were saying, Brent, about the whole, you have to, do a trade and come home with blisters on your hand to be working hard. But this lifestyle, at least at the start, is difficult to sort of build traction, right?
Yeah, definitely. And look, I love what you said then, and especially the fact of, you know, network marketing has multiple names, I guess. Our business model is very different to multi-level marketing. We are more direct selling. As I said, it's all going to be blanketed under network marketing. In my opinion, if you're selling a product, no matter how you're doing it, you're still networking and you're still marketing, no matter how you do it, right? Like, the difference is I get that there are multi-level marketing business models out there, which obviously the person at the top gets rich, and that's what people assume is a pyramid scheme. Now, we could get into a completely different conversation and say, well, your job's a pyramid scheme if you work a corporate job because there's someone at the top, et cetera, all the way down to a cleaner, right? Like, but I don't want to talk about that because everyone says that crap, and to be honest, we get it. Like, it is what it is. But, you know, the backlash that we received when we started this, I mean, so many people told us not to do it. So many people said that we would fail. When I quit my job, 10 months into starting it, my boss basically said, I'll see you in 6 months. And that was 2 years ago.
My parents didn't talk to us for 6 months when Brent quit his job.
Yeah, it was
because they were just embarrassed. They didn't know all about our business. They had that assumption. And it was really, really hard to have the family turn against us.
Yeah. And look, as for the stats of people failing, I guess you've got to look at it like this. Like, people fail opening a construction business.
Yeah.
People fail opening up a bakery. People fail in their 9-to-5s. People fail at uni. The amount of people that go 2 years into a 4-year degree and drop out because it's not for them. I think that the reason why that number is so high is, one, you nailed it. People have this unrealistic expectation that they're going to start an online business and be wearing a Rolex in 6 months. And then 6 months comes around and there's no shiny watch. So they put it down. You only fail when you quit. So don't quit. So you've just got to look at those numbers and say it's just a bunch of quitters. Mm-hmm. And that's a hard pill to swallow for people, right? Like, people don't like failing, but the problem is people don't like admitting that they failed. So what do? They blame everything else. They blame the product, or they blame the system, the funnels, the mentors, or the platform, or I don't know if I just said that, but it's always the blame game. And it's like, you've got to take responsibility. Like, that's why people fail opening a bakery. They either don't pay their bills properly, they don't market themselves properly, they make crappy pies. Like, it is what it is. Do you know what I mean? Like, everyone just puts on this blame game and it's everyone else's fault. And then all of a sudden that name gets dragged through the mud and then it ends up with a sticker on it or a label like that one from 1974, which starts with A and ends in Y, that everyone assumes is what network marketing is, Amway. Everyone just, oh, you're an Amway. It's got to be Amway. It's like, oh my God. But here's a fact for you. You know, there's still people making $40,000 a month in Amway. I take my hat off to those people. I seriously do, because they could not care less about the opinions of others. They could not care less about the pyramid scheme talk, because they're living their best life, making what, $480,000 a year, doing what they love on their terms. And that's what I'm saying. Like, we just decided to stop listening to the noise because everyone's unhappy. People just aren't like okay to say it. And we all sit in our homes and we buy all this furniture and nice cars and all this other crap to impress the next door neighbors and our family, when really we financed all that. We're all broke. We've got $0 to our name. We go to work. We hate our boss. We put the lotto in every Wednesday and Saturday. We hope that we're going to hit the jackpot. We get drunk on the weekends from Friday to Sunday. We all talk about what we're going to spend our millions on, and we don't win. And then it's just that vicious circle. Mm-hmm. We just decided to remove ourselves from that vicious circle and the crap around the water cooler bitching about our boss, and actually make our own luck and build our own business our way. And here we are.
Absolutely. So I just want to talk about sort of people's businesses, sort of growing businesses on the road, whether they do the kind of thing that you're doing or something else. How did you sort of come to the conclusion that, yes, this is what I want to do, we can do it because of X, it will support us when we're traveling because of Y? Was there a conscious sort of decision of, okay, this is what life looks like if we go down this path?
No. We had no idea about the caravan. When we started our side hustle,
we didn't know we were going to travel.
It was just to replace Molly's wage.
That's with the kids.
All we wanted. That was the only expectation that we had, was let's try and find something that can give us $3-4 grand a month so Molly can stay home when Kobe's born and we don't need a babysitter or a daycare center or anything like that.
Yeah.
That was our only expectation and our only real need.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't until we quit our jobs and we were sitting at home one day and we're like, why are we just here? Like, why are we, now we've got our freedom back from a 9 to 5, let's travel, let's caravan.
And I think we felt a bit restricted with that because we had just built our first home. So we didn't want to just erase those memories straight away. We wanted to, pan it out for a bit. So I think we were home for 6 months and then we decided to sell.
Yeah.
Wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's, I guess it's just been that snowball effect. Do you know what I mean? Like, we've never used, I know we're the lifestyle hustlers, but when we started this, we didn't have a lifestyle to promote.
Mm-hmm.
No.
We didn't have all the things that people see now. We didn't have the time freedom, but we used the power of social media and the power of running ads and the power of the fact that social media is that smart that I can put something in front of someone that's already looking for it. Like, that is so powerful in this world. That's what we did at the start. And then as we started to gain some momentum and some traction and things started changing in our life and finances started to improve and we were able to quit our job, what happened then? Our lifestyle improved, because as what normal people do, we started buying dumb things and we started going out more. We started eating better. We started looking after ourselves. And then it turned into this. We bought the caravan. We started traveling. We branded everything up. And now, I guess we're just on this big mission just to, number one, squash the crap around online business models, invest in high quality, I guess, projects and long-term, sustainable things. Like, I truly believe that crypto is the answer for our financial system. And I truly believe that it is we're on base ground level right now. So if anyone's hearing this and watching this, and even if just one person takes anything from this, this is not financial advice, by the way, but I would be putting 10% of your monthly wage into something crypto related. 100%, it's probably going to be the best investment, not just for you, but for your family. And there are so many things on YouTube that you can watch and channels and, you know, people that know what they're talking about. But we're using what we've done to help charity, to help other people, and to give our kids, you know, a life that they're going to be just, you know, astounded by when they realize, like, wow, you know, look what my parents have done. So.
And I think that's the other thing as well. So you've built this online business, but you're going sort of one step beyond that. So what was the decision from, okay, this is enough for us, we're doing this, we're doing well for ourselves, to, okay, now I want to help other people?
Do you know what? I think a little bit of it does come with skepticism. We wanted to really squash that. I'm not going to lie, there's probably a little bit of ego in it as well. Probably from myself. I don't want, I've always had this issue with authority. I don't know where it's come from. I just didn't want to be like everyone else, and I didn't want to fall into line. I didn't want to keep doing the same thing day in, day out. So for me, it's like, I want to squeeze so much of this life, you know, this one life that we have, until, you know, we have everything that we desire. Because why can't you? You know, why can't you have all the things that you want? You know, people are so, or have so much, you know, lack of self-belief, or they assume that what their life is right now, that's going to be for the rest of their life. You know, once again, sorry, I see people making 10 million a year, $1 billion a year. Like, there is nothing different from them to us. Nothing different. Like, there's no different genetics about them. Like, they just learned some new skills, or they stepped outside their comfort zone. So, you know, I think it's just, I can't really answer that question with one answer. Like, it's a number of things. You know, we just want to be and have and do so much. And now that we've really seen the power of what, like, things like this can do, it's kind of sky's the limit. I guess we're just pushing it to see how far we can really take it. And if that means that along the way we have to cop some backlash and we have to cop some scrutiny, to be honest, it is what it is. Like, I say this with respect, but like, what can people say to us now? Like, in our eyes, like, we are happy. We live a life by our design. We get to spend every day with our kids. We get to travel. We don't have anxiety around money anymore. Like, what can people say? Oh, I don't believe in what you do. Cool. Like, or, you know, it is what it is. Like, it's something that, once again, I'm not trying to, especially me, I'm not trying to change the world. I'm not trying to change everybody. Like, my thing is, if I can just make one person be like light bulb moment, and they go and change their direction, and all of a sudden that person gets to spend more time with their family or something, that's job done. You know.
I can't fit anything in.
Sorry, you probably realize I can talk.
All right, well, my next question can be directed at you then, Molly. So you guys seem really, really passionate. And I want to know whether that passion comes from the progress and the success you've had, and whether that's just compounded, or whether you had this underlying passion. And the reason I'm asking this is because a lot of people want what you have. A lot of people want to get to the next step, want to build this online business, want to live this amazing life, but they're kind of squashed down a bit because their passion is seen as a bit unrealistic. So has your passion grown as you've seen your success, or how's it worked?
Maddie, yes, darling, hang on.
Nice.
Sorry, our friends just arrived.
Oh, that's okay. Great timing.
Yeah.
This is off grid down under.
Yeah.
Hi guys.
I missed half that question because of the car and the caravan then.
Sorry. So has the passion grown?
Yeah, and I suppose the more of the question is, has your passion grown
Because of success?
Yeah, because of your success, and in relation to other people and their passion. You know, I might have a passion to do this, but actually I'm sort of in this box and I'm not going to explore that passion. Let me try and formulate this question a little bit better.
I completely get it, and I'll give you 2 words.
Hang on, kids.
Personal development. That, like,
to have it one
I cannot stress enough what it's done for us. The fact that we realized that we had to work on our mindset more than anything, and most people don't. And
especially Brent.
Yeah.
Brent had a lot of
crap
demons, I guess you could call it, inside internally that he was just self-sabotaging with at the start when we first met. And it was
I had
go get it.
You know, I had social anxiety from probably around 15, and I covered it up super well with the wrong things, namely substances and crap. So I had a very destructive, you know, kind of I wouldn't say childhood, you know, teenage years, adulthood. I was wanting to be, I had this internal desire to be more and to have a voice, but I was held back by whatever it was holding me back. So it wasn't until about 29 that I started kind of my personal development journey, and that was reading books and listening to podcasts and basically just researching the successful people in this world and kind of what made them different to someone that's not. And every single person that I researched, it all boiled down to they work themselves upstairs. And it's something that I never did. You know, we've worked with clinical hypnotherapists. We've had a business coach. We've had a manifestation coach last year. We've spent a lot of money on us, on our personal development, where most people spend money on a car.
Even down to like naturopath stuff. Brent went and got tested, all these like internals and stuff to make sure that was all going well. Like, yeah.
I just wanted to be, or we just wanted to be the best versions of us, and we didn't settle for second best. And
we still don't now as well. Like we have a coach now that we've got a call with later on today as well. And, you know, she's helping us expand more. And
it's all about growing.
Yeah, we just want to grow.
Most people won't grow. They just stay stagnant.
Massive and just build this huge foundation for our kids and for us, and just, you know.
Like in the car, for instance, I'll give you a good example. And this is awesome. And I love this. Like when we're on big, long trips and our kids are in the back seat and we've got, say, the likes of Tony Robbins on a podcast, right? Like our kids are absorbing that, you know, in their subconscious mind. Like, you know, we've all got two minds, the conscious and the subconscious. And that's your subconscious mind is all where all the crap is, all your self-limiting beliefs, your anxieties, your depressions, everything. It all goes back there, and it's probably from your parents, right? Like, and if you've got a bad relationship with money, it's probably because from a young age, people constantly said to you that money doesn't grow on trees and money's the root of all evil and money's bad and rich people are bad and blah, blah, blah. Imagine what that's doing to you. If every single day you're being fed that, do you think you're going to have a relationship with money? Do you think you're going to attract it into your life? Hell no.
One of my girlfriends we were speaking to recently, she was saying that
this
her
coffee's
mum and
just
dad,
give me
I know, me too. She was saying that growing up, her mum and dad had those thoughts and they had a business, and then all of a sudden it went downhill. And ever since it went downhill, they just become stagnant. And she and her husband are like so dedicated, so keen to just build empires and multiple business and become billionaires and everything like that. But it's mostly him doing it, not her, because she's got that shit. I don't want to succeed because mum and dad ended up losing everything. You know what I mean? Like, it's so hard for people to try and get through that. And therefore they just become stagnant, which is really sad.
And it's not cool. It's not cool to read a book. It's not cool to listen to podcasts. We should just always listen to 50 Cent and just, you know, it's like, you know, this is where we're trying to kind of educate and re-educate people to unlearn the rubbish and relearn a bit of quality.
Yeah.
Because it's all building a foundation, and that's it. No matter what the business model is, it could be drop shipping, it could be, you know, crypto, it doesn't matter. If you haven't got the foundation right, you won't make anything work.
Yeah. And I think that's so important what you said about unlearning. And this is probably going off on a bit of a tangent and a bit too deep now. But, you know, I'm always of the opinion that the school system, the way it currently is, doesn't gear people up to sort of make money. It gears them up to be workers, to work their 9 to 5, to not be able to do the nice things and travel Australia. You know, and I think a lot of the time, personal development at the minute starts with unlearning that sort of mindset of this is how it's done. Go to school, go to uni, get a job, work till you retire and die.
And do you know what? And I
So
say this,
true.
I say this once again with the utmost respect, but oh wow.
Are you okay?
Yeah, it's all right. It's okay, mate. Super loud here. What was I going to say? I say this with the utmost respect, but I 100% agree with the school system and that, and the way that we're taught. But if we didn't have that way, what we do wouldn't work.
Mm.
If everyone did what we did, the world wouldn't function. Do you know what I mean? So I guess it's sad that that's the world that we live in. But at the end of the day, I think it's kind of our mission to pull selected people away from the herd mentality and teach them some new skills and show them a new way of living. And, you know, if they can help some others, then awesome. But as I said, let's face it, I don't think we're ever going to change the structure of the way that things work, not in our generation or our kids. There's been too much damage previous. It's too far gone now. It's going to take a couple of 100 years to be able to shake the way that things work. But then, you know, we won't be around and with our kids. So it's kind of like, not trying to be selfish, but let's just live our best life and look after our kids and help as many people along the way. And then that's it.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, we're going to change tact a bit now. I want to know about your lap and where you've been traveling. So you mentioned that you're in Airlie Beach, and this is probably what, your 7th time in North Queensland?
Yeah. So we love North Queensland. Absolutely love it. Queensland's our hometown. Yeah, we love it.
Yeah, it's we've been our journey started obviously on the road 2 years ago.
Yeah.
Which was when the bushfires were on. So we left when the bushfires were on and we went south, and we went basically inland New South Wales and inland Victoria because the coastline was on fire. So yeah, we went basically down to Melbourne, like Mornington Peninsula. We spent about 8 weeks there, over to Geelong.
In the one spot.
Yeah.
We'd really like to
Plant our feet
settle for a bit in
Yeah,
places,
okay.
just live, and because, you know, we're not on a time limit. We really aren't. And it's just, we've got shit to do.
So we need to sometimes, like what we're doing now, plant our feet and get it done. So the first time around, the first kind of the first full lap that we tried to do, we got to the Great Ocean Road, and then that's when COVID hit.
Originally.
So that was when it was the unknown and everyone was freaking out and we had no idea what was going on. So we went straight back from Anglesea. We got from Anglesea to Brisbane in 2 days.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Before the borders shut.
We just pinned it. Like, we just absolutely pinned it
Yeah.
because everyone was just freaking out. And then we bunkered down there for 6 months. So that was when it was full crazy.
No, 12 weeks.
Was it 12 weeks?
12 weeks lockdown, and then we headed north and did
And then we
Airlie
headed
and
north, and then we
Cape York and
did the tip and everything like
Savannah.
that.
Yeah.
Went through, did Savannah Way to 3 ways.
Yep.
And then went south through Uluru and Cooper Pedy, and then into SA, and then we did Apollo Bay. Venus Bay. I'm really bad with like where we
amazing.
It was still a Greek god.
No, you know where I mean. You know, I meant Venus and Streaky.
Yeah.
They're all bays. They're
Yeah,
all the same.
exactly.
They're all
They're all
same.
beautiful.
They're all
They
beautiful.
are.
White sand, blue water.
Yeah.
Their peninsula was amazing.
Yeah.
What was that one? Palubi?
Palubi Beach.
I remember that one.
Yeah. So then we got to Elliston, and there was the breakout in Adelaide, the cluster. So we were a good 6 hours away. So we weren't in any hot spots. But by this time it was
6 weeks before Christmas.
November.
Oh.
Yeah. So we were going home to surprise all the family for Christmas originally.
We just did it 6 weeks
So
earlier.
we just did it in 4 days, getting back home, and
My
it was
goodness.
And
so hard.
we did Christmas.
And it was a decision on the spot like that. Like,
Yeah.
we were about to set up and go to these amazing beaches, and just we were loving the Eyre Peninsula. Like, we even thought, we might settle down here eventually. And we were just like, no, right, let's go home.
Yeah.
Yep. So then we were knuckled down for 6 months back in Brizzy. We had to get a lot of stuff done this year. So we have only gone to New South Wales a few times for a few little little caravan parks and stuff, and the Gold Coast, down to Byron and Ballina. But that's it. We've been in Queensland ever since.
Yeah. So now the plan
Yeah.
is we're going as probably north as Cooktown,
Cooktown, yeah.
and then we'll go west. We may even go to Normanston. What's it
Yeah,
called?
Normanton.
Normanton.
Yeah.
That's it. We're like the Gulf, and then we'll
Yeah.
kind of swing back around to the coastline because Molly's parents are now traveling with us. They're coming up here. They just got their new van. So once they meet us here, then we'll go north and a bit west and then circle back around because they want to go home for Christmas. So we'll come back down the
We'll
coastline.
be in this site for Christmas.
We'll stop back here middle
Yeah.
of December until probably end of Jan.
Yeah.
And then we'll
And then
figure
probably go
out
south.
we'll figure out depending on borders and
Yeah.
COVID and everything, how everything's going. And
But we just want to
make
do the
our
East
decision.
Coast. We have not done
West
the East.
Coast.
No, East Coast, New South Wales.
Oh.
We haven't done the East Coast because of the fires.
From kind of Sydney
So-
down, we haven't done, and
Yeah.
everyone's saying it's like magical.
Amazing,
So,
yeah. So we want to do that.
I think that's the funny thing though, isn't it? Everywhere you've not been, you're like, oh, everyone says it's amazing. But
Yeah.
the fact is everywhere's really amazing, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, we have such a
Definitely.
cool country, and
Yeah.
it's been so good. And it's 2 years we've been on the road, and it does go very quick.
Mhm,
My magic number, I think, to do everything is about 8 years, I reckon.
mhm.
To see and do everything. You see
Yeah.
people that are like, I'm going to do a lap, and you look at their map and it's just a circle around the coastline.
What
And
about
it's
the
like,
middle?
cool, right? You've seen every single beach in
Yeah.
Australia, but it's like the inland and even, just on the outskirts.
But even
is
the events
beautiful.
like Big Red and
Mhm.
all those country town events that they have, like I want to go and do all of them and experience those rodeos and stuff like that. It's all
Oh, so much to see.
Yeah.
So much to see.
Absolutely.
yeah.
You sound like you've got no plans to slow down anytime soon then.
No, well, I mean, look, we are looking full transparency.
Yeah.
We're looking for a base in Airlie. Actually,
Okay.
We think it'll be an apartment,
yeah,
to be
maybe just
honest,
get an
because
apartment.
we'd like to just have somewhere to come back to when we want to. We're also looking at buying a boat, so
Mhm.
we might be doing the outskirts of Australia in a boat.
Yeah.
And then
Eventually,
obviously just a few
overseas.
months at a time,
Yeah,
and
wow.
just live a lifestyle between an apartment, a boat, caravan, and then overseas eventually. So the traveling side, we don't plan to stop. It's
Mhm.
just maybe in snippets. Yeah.
Yeah.
So we are, I guess, we're a very, very different traveling family.
Yeah.
Like, we're not kind of the typical.
We're living. This
Yeah,
is home. So
yeah.
it's not, we need to be here by here. you
Yeah.
know?
Absolutely.
This is our life. We chose to live
We're kind of
life
winging
instead
it.
of a house in a caravan.
Really,
That's
we're just
it.
winging it.
Yeah.
Like, ever since we've been in Airlie, as Molly said before, we've been looking at like catamarans and that.
Yeah.
And if I were to ask
Oh,
Molly like
they're
12 months
amazing.
ago, would you go around Australia in a catamaran? She'd be like, hell no.
Sorry.
But now she's all for it. And
I've been Googling them.
we've been watching YouTube channels of the guys
La
that are,
Vagabond and
and it's just amazing. Like just
oh,
Yeah.
such caravan on water.
yeah.
Let
Yeah.
me tell you something funny. The interview I had before you, the guys did it in a catamaran.
Stop
Really?
it. Oh,
Seriously.
wow.
Oh wow.
That's
So
awesome.
so I just got all the lowdown on how to do it in a catamaran, and it sounds
That's
amazing.
awesome.
So you
Wow.
have to listen to that interview.
Yeah,
Yeah,
definitely.
please,
That'd
I
be
will.
unreal. Because
That's awesome.
as Molly said, we don't want to stop the traveling
The travel,
thing. Like,
yeah. We plan to homeschool Maddie until
whenever.
she needs to, possibly, middle of high school.
Mhm.
The kids get so much interaction with other kids and families, so I'm not worried about that. As I said, Brent said we've got them into swimming and gymnastics while we're here, so it's good for them to just have that constant variety. We feel we don't want to be stagnant,
Yeah.
and I think that's the reason why we decided to travel, is because we felt stagnant being at home. We felt stuck, and we didn't want to feel stuck living a freedom lifestyle. So the more variety that we have, and we can Airbnb out the apartment and put the van in storage and have the yacht sitting in the marina, I don't care. Like,
That
it's
sounds
just,
wonderful.
there's so many possibilities for us that it's just what's next.
Do you know what? Like, I can't think of anything worse, and it's probably going to frustrate people, but anyway, I can't think of anything worse than coming home after like 5 days of work on a Friday to just a house in the suburbs and just, I don't know, drinking beer with the neighbors and watering my lawn. And like, I
That
just,
used to be our life.
I feel that makes me like claustrophobic now. It really does. And look, full respect to people that if they love that, I'm all for that. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like, if that's what you want to do, I'm all for it.
We
like,
did
as long as you're
used to
happy.
love doing that, and we were happy. But
I used to
then
love my lawn.
we had so many possibilities
Hey.
and opportunities come in front of us that we thought, okay, it's time to do something different.
I used to love my lawn that
yeah.
much. Then when we started like caravanning, I was watering like the people's lawn.
Yeah.
Like when I'd go to caravan
Yeah.
parks, I'd water their little patch of lawn, and I'd be like, "Man, you need some CK99 or whatever it's
88,
called on
wasn't
there,
it?
CK88, like lawn fertilizer."
Yeah.
I used to love. I used to be out there with scissors and that, like But it's like,
It really was.
but it's like such a different person or people assuming that was our life. Okay, we're in the suburbs, we got to pay this house off, hopefully we get an investment property, let's just keep chipping away at it with 4 weeks off a year and 10 sick days, and that's us.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I think that's quite a good metaphor for your life as a whole. You were content with your lawn until you saw the bigger lawn of Australia.
Yeah.
Definitely. When I realized I could cut someone out. Oh no.
Say that.
Let's not go there.
Yeah, we won't go there. We're happily married. It's okay.
Oh, awesome, guys. Thank you so much for joining me. This has been a really great call, and I can't wait for our audience to see it.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Us.
It's
We
been
really
awesome.
enjoyed it.
Thanks for letting me rant.
Yeah.
Okay. So, are you inspired to start your own online business journey? Leave a comment below with any questions you have for Brent and Molly about their business, or ask a question that will help you on your own personal business journey that we can help you out with.